अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं आमना एजुकेशन वाले रिहान को नब्बे कैंपस की स्टूडेंट हूँ और आज मैं कर रही हूँ टॉक विद चैट जीपीटी। आज आज का हमारा टॉपिक है
That's a great question. For me, exploring
exploring
creativity is
creative how to find your unique voice.
I see what you're getting at. Finding your unique creative voice is really about giving yourself the freedom to experiment, reflect, and see what naturally excites you. I think it's also a balance. Sometimes you borrow inspiration from others, but over time, your own voice emerges. What kind of creative work are you trying to find your voice in?
What does creativity mean to you?
Ooh, I love that question. For me, creativity is kind of like a playground of the mind. It's about taking ideas, emotions, and experiences and reshaping them into something fresh. It's a way of seeing the world from a new angle and expressing yourself that maybe words alone can't quite capture. What about you? What does it mean to you?
Do you think everyone has unique creative voice? Why or why not?
That's such a good question. I really do think everyone has a unique creative voice, but sometimes it's hidden under self doubt or just waiting for the right environment to flourish. It's like a muscle. You have to give yourself permission to explore and make mistakes. What's your experience? Do you feel like you have a distinct creative voice already, or are you still discovering it?
How can someone discover their unique voice?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a process, and it often happens in little steps. You might discover it when you least expect, maybe in a small project, a spontaneous moment, or just by following what excites you. The more you create without worrying about being perfect, the more your voice will come through. So it's a journey, not a destination.
What are some daily habits that can improve creativity?
Oh, great question. A few daily habits that can really boost creativity include things like setting aside a bit of time each day for free writing or sketching, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. I also think exposure is huge, like reading, listening to music, or just going for a walk. And being curious, asking yourself what if questions can really open things up. Do you have any habits like that already, or is this something new you're thinking about adding?
How does reading help develop creative thinking?
That's a great connection. Reading is like a mental adventure. When you dive into different stories, perspectives, and ideas, it stretches your imagination. You start making connections between things you wouldn't have otherwise, and that sparks new ideas. Plus, it just gives your mind a chance to wander, which is where creativity often blossoms. Do you have a favorite genre, a type of book that you find most inspiring?
Can mistake help us become more creative? How?
Oh, absolutely. Mistakes are like little experiments. When something goes wrong, it nudges you out of your comfort zone and forces you to rethink or reimagine. Often, those unexpected detours lead to really original ideas or breakthroughs. So instead of seeing mistakes as failures, think of them as creative fuel. They push you to grow.
What role does curiosity play in creativity?
Curiosity is like the fuel for creativity. When you're curious, you're constantly asking questions, exploring new ideas, and not being afraid to dive into the unknown. That sense of wonder pushes you to experiment and see connections you might not have noticed. So, staying curious is really like a superpower for sparking fresh creative thinking.
How can I express my ideas with more confidence?
That's a really great goal. I think a big part of it is practice, just putting your ideas out there, even in small settings, and reminding yourself that your perspective matters. Another trick is to organize your thoughts in advance, maybe jot down key points or even rehearse them. And remember, it's okay to pause. Taking your time gives your ideas more weight. What kind of situations are you thinking about, like in meetings, presentations, or something else?
What are some common barriers to creativity?
Yeah, there are a few big ones. Fear of failure is a huge barrier. People often hold back because they're scared that ideas won't be good enough. There's also self criticism. Sometimes we judge ourselves too quickly. And then external factors like not having enough time or being in a rigid environment can stifle creativity too. Recognizing those barriers is a big step, though. Once you know them, you can work around them.
How can social media affect creativity positively and negatively?
Yeah, that's a really nuanced one. On the positive side, social media can be a huge inspiration. It exposes you to so many different voices, styles, and ideas. But on the flip side, it can sometimes create this pressure to compare yourself, or it might distract you from your own creative flow. So I think it's all about balance, using it as a tool, but staying anchored in your own process. How do you feel it impacts you?
Why is originality important in creative work?
Oh, definitely. Originality is what makes your work stand out and feel truly yours. It brings something fresh to the table, and it's often what connects with people on a deeper level. That said, originality doesn't mean you can't be inspired by others. You're just putting your own twist on it. So it's a balance between authenticity and inspiration.
How can trying new experience help me find my unique voice?
Yeah, that's a big one. When you step outside your comfort zone and try new experiences, you gather fresh material, new perspectives, emotions, and ideas that you wouldn't have come across otherwise. And often that richness feeds directly into your creative voice. So the more you explore, the more you see what truly resonates with you.
How can trying new experience help me find my unique voice? What advice would you give to someone who feels they are not creative?
That's a really kind and important thing to think about. I'd say first, remember that creativity is a natural human ability. It's not reserved for just a few people. So be patient with yourself. Try small, low pressure activities like doodling, writing a few lines, or just observing your day and jotting down thoughts. Also, don't compare yourself. Creativity isn't a race. And if something doesn't work, that's just part of the process. Each step is a discovery. What's something small you might try out first?
How can creativity help in education and career growth?
Oh, creativity is such a powerful asset in both education and career growth. In education, it lets you engage with material in deeper ways, think critically, and solve problems in fresh ways. And in your career, creativity helps you stand out. It drives innovation, adaptability, and the ability to connect dots others might not see. Fostering creativity is like building a muscle that helps you thrive in all kinds of learning and work environments.
What is one practical step I can take today to strengthen my creative voice?
I'd say a really practical step is to set aside a small, consistent time each day, just 15 or 20 minutes, where you create without judgment. Whether it's writing a short piece, doodling, or brainstorming ideas, just focus on the process, not the outcome. That daily practice really helps you tune in and build confidence in your unique voice. What kind of creative outlet would you like to focus on first?